ago since we had our last session, as
Yeah,
well as
yeah.
like the scrim stuff as well, and maybe a little bit behind this map, and maybe a little bit of context behind what your team play, stuff like that.
Well, I'm not really like sure about this team because this was a trial I did
Oh, okay.
yesterday, I think.
Fair.
And in comp, I have noticed my trigger discipline. It still needs improvement, but it has gone better since last time.
All right. What about like, wait, where are you at right now in terms of like your rank, and what, if you remember, the level of the scrim was roughly?
I think the scrim was about Diamond Masters-ish.
Diamond Masters-ish, okay. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I'll keep in mind like contextually the fact that you're playing with the team and you can actually like use your voice and talk and whatnot, because it's going to be fairly important when it comes to like, for example, bringing your Lucio over to help you fight for an angle, or bringing your ball over to help fight for an angle, or vice versa. So we'll see what ends up happening here. Obviously, they're not going to say stem; they're just doing it for TP. We're going to swap to Tracer. Yeah, so nothing crazy in terms of the matchup. The only thing I'm seeing here is that like your ball is able to actually fight for space more than the Winston can. So yeah, I mean, I should pretty much see like their Tracer most of the time have a little to no space from you forcing out their Tracer. But we'll see how this goes. Okay. Yeah, just moving both sides. Yeah, like immediately, like this blink is already extremely risky because the enemy Winston has already zapped you. He also knows where you're at as well. You don't know where your Lucio's at, or like no one's coming with you, and you also know the Tracer's left side as well. So effectively, what you're doing here is taking a 1v2. At the best case scenario, it might even be worse than that, considering anyone else on the enemy team might be coming for you. And you take a 1v2 here, so I would expect for you to get your recall forced otherwise. Yeah, there we go, right? So, to put it shortly, what was telling you to like push this angle or push this flank?
I think mainly I was trying to get a health pack, I just missed it.
Yeah, the help back here. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because like you shouldn't, in rank, that's a very rank thing to do. But in team play, like your Lucio just has his heal aura and you're fine. Like you shouldn't need to heal up, or you shouldn't need to be forced out to try and get this mini pack, because again, you know the Winston's here, you know the Tracer's here. Like you're gonna get 1v2'd other way, and it's just not worth using 2 blinks to try and get a mini pack when again your Lucio should be playing with you. So I would just AFK here, play slow, because right now you get forced out. So you get your reforced, which is not great. And like now your ball's in, which is like whatever, right? Like your ball's in now, your far's in. You've actually got the rest of the map. You've actually controlled fairly well. But they're pretty clumped up here. But you can't play as aggro as you would like because you've wasted recall. So you're probably gonna kill this Kiriko. There we go. And you would like to go a bit deeper, but yeah, so far you really haven't done much. Really, your ball fars sort of controlled the coast out of the map. Okay. Fine. Okay. A little. I can already see what you mean by trigger discipline, because you're not expecting, you're not thinking about whether or like when the Tracer's gonna move away from your shots. But we'll get into it later. I'm not gonna pick micro too much. This becomes too big of an issue. Okay. So what might happen by you playing here?
They could all just go on me and force recall.
Right? Why can they do that? Do they know you're here?
Yeah, because I just shot them.
Yeah, because right. So you just like poke down. So what your ball's doing here is like fine, because no one knows he's hurt. He's unscouted, right? But what you're doing is scary, because I would expect a Winston or their Winston and their Tracer to come and force you out from this angle here, which is again is a bit scary. So in terms of like matching the aggression from your team, you're doing fine. You're relatively with your ball. Your Lucio's pushed up too. But I would just play on this angle here. To be honest, I would just play up here top left with my Lucio. If you're gonna go for an early hit, that's fine as well. You can just go for an early hit, so they don't get a free retake, and you can force out cooldowns. That's fine. I'm just not a massive fan of where you're setting up, because you can get forced out. So yeah, Lucio's walling, going over to you right now. Keeps you off. Echoes as well, and yeah, now you're like, it's funny, right? Because if you look at in the entire HP of your whole team, you're the only person who has actually taken damage, which is not great, because again that shows me that you're off sync, or you're off beat with your team in terms of your ability to stage, and you're gonna get forced out. So no recall force, but yeah, not great. Down main facing a Winston, not great. Alright, so when you drop down main here, where should you move?
Probably just behind me.
Yeah, right behind you, to the left, take another flank again, try and again control this area. You can even go for backline if they're not controlling. I mean, their Trace is not doing a good job of controlling the angle or whatever. But they're fairly stacked down main here. This flank is completely free. You can pincer with your ball and your Pharah too, and then this becomes your kill box. And that becomes, again, you can set up a nice hit there. But because you stack main, you shoot a Winston, which is not particularly great. Now you take it, right, which is good. So at least it's better late than never, right? But what I'm worried now is you're gonna go in when your ball's out. Is kind of my concern. So hopefully your timing isn't gonna be bad here. Oh yeah. So I mean you're shooting the Lucio, right? Which is like whatever. You're still not getting forced out here. But again, you're just giving away your position. Now if I'm that Lucio or if I'm that Echo and I see and I hear the shots, I'm gonna drop down and try and force you out. It's kind of what my job is gonna be. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of you shooting the Lucio that early. They just ignore you. They just don't give shit. They don't give a shit. Yeah, they're going for your ball, that's why. But yeah, it's still not like a good habit or practice to get into. I mean, realistically, your ball should not get booped off the map here. But yeah, it's not great. Obviously, the angled pressure that you do it is obviously good, but it's like the build up to that I have a slight concern with. Okay, Kiriko TP's away. Fine, there's fight going Echo. Sure, get the trade. Unlucky. Maybe you could have fired your entire clip into her, but whatever. Okay. Okay. Fine. All good. Good to blink away. Nice. Yeah, so like I would just blink and run away. Again, don't give yourself away, you know, because like if I'm the enemy team now, like I can just set one person to just hold space here, and I can set an entire like 2 or 3 man crew to come and chase you and kill you. Which honestly, like, they're kind of doing. They might even do that. Like, the Tracer might be calling over their Lucio, and the Echo might be coming over to come and pin to you right now. I think everything else you did there was really fine. I think, again, the Echo shot there was fine. You get booped away by the Lucio, it was like, whatever, right? Like, that's whatever. You keep the angles the most important thing, and you don't get forced out, which, again, is the most important thing. I do want to watch back to see what happens to the rest of your team here, though. Yeah, Lucio, yeah, you go in. What was your backline? Is the backline dead? No. Here we go. Your Kiriko's there. Paul's there. Lucio, yeah, your backline's really split at the moment. I mean, in theory, it should be fine because like your Kiriko can TP to your Lucio. Normally, what happens with the macro of this comp as well is like you're in the mid fight, your Lucio will set a good TP for your Kiriko if she hasn't got the perk, which obviously hasn't got the perk for the shuffle perk. Which should be happening right now because that's what your Lucio's doing. Your Kiriko just did not TP to your Lucio at all. Far's fine. Yeah, you guys, yeah, it's just whatever, just Far run, done, not seen, whatever. Yeah, but I think what you did that's fine. There's not, you can't really threaten a trade onto anyone else there, really. Okay, fine. We'll see here. Okay. Ground angle, fine. Yeah, like now is like, I do not want you getting forced out, or the best case scenario you get forced out, worst case scenario you die for this, you know, and it's just, it's excessively greedy what you're doing here. That's my biggest concern. So, like, what tells you to go in here?
I think it's because I just noticed how like I took damage on onto the health back there.
Yeah, so
I didn't do much damage either.
Yeah, you're probably way too greedy, you know? And like, the fact that you know the Tracer's coming at you as well is even more worrying. So I would just set up again, you know? Like, stage back to the high ground, you can do that, and Tracer can't come for you. You can stage around here, and then that's fine, Tracer still can't come for you. But just stage on either one of those high grounds, and then again, wait for your ball to come back. Because, again, you're not going to be able to do anything. Like, this is really, like, basic timing stuff. Because, again, you're going to get forced out for this. Okay. Okay, I would expect you to get all die for that, right? Worst case scenario. So that's not great. You just staggered your team. Okay, we're all back. I mean, yeah, that's pretty quick actually. Your ball actually gets a good slam here, I think. Somewhere here. Yeah, I mean, they're just so stacked, man. Like, this is terrible. I don't know why they're so stacked. Your ball should never be getting that good of a pole driver against that comp, but hey, we'll take it. Okay, links are fine. The Trickers Quinn, fine. Fine, not killable. Fine. Yeah, I mean, relatively fine though. You can't stage that far anyways. Fence are okay. Okay. Sure. Just clean up. Yeah, nothing much to say there. Fine, micro. Okay, we'll see this fight here. Again, same thing. You're getting scouted out. You know, like you're staging well. It's just like you're getting scouted beforehand. So again, I'd want you. Where might you want to set up to not get scouted?
Probably one of the other 2 high grounds.
Right, so over here, or do you mean here? Do you mean this other high ground here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit more risky, but you can make it work. You can also like drop down here and then play behind here. That's fine as well. But yeah, any place where again the building's blocking your LOS is kind of the key thing. But yeah, not great. I would expect you to get forced out. There we go. Yeah, recall forced out. Like now you're doing nothing, you know. Like now, like it's their time to dive you now, which is not great. Okay, bubble down. But like, what are you like? You're not doing anything this fight, you know. Like if I was actually doing something, your ball's looking to go in. But now you're stacked on top of your Kiriko basically, you know. And you're shooting an echo from 20 meters away. You're basically MIA. You might as well be dead here. For how little you're doing. And it's confusing because you already made this mistake in the last fight. So yeah, like again here you would just double back around and try and look for an angle, try and look for something, get the hell off main. Is kind of making the best out of a worst case scenario. But yeah, it's not particularly great here. Okay. Okay, try and shoot the Winston, fine, force primal, get the kill. Yeah, so like after you get the Winston very low here, I just like that. After you get the Winston very low, I would go to the right side immediately. Okay, great, replay coke. I didn't think that bug was still in the game, that's insane. Haven't had that bug in a while.
I swear that's been there for like months now.
It started in the perks, and then I thought it was gone because I haven't had this issue in a while. Apparently not. Okay, maybe it's not perks. Maybe it's just my voice in Discord's fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, that's interesting. Let me look at my settings. Yeah, I'm connected to Ethernet. Okay. Very unusual. Because normally by now I'd be back in. Let me just restart Overwatch. Oh, this is annoying. The only thing I can possibly think of is like my account being banned or something, or I get like a 2-week suspension just then. But normally that happens when you're offline. That's something I could potentially think of. Otherwise, I'm something bad is happening right now. Loads. Okay, great, yeah. But I don't know, the fucking Overwatch is being done. What's this? There we go. Hopefully I don't get picked up the game again. Alright, well, we're on like 4-minute markish. Okay, OPP. This is where you get forced out. You forced out, leave. Right, and again, like, you're shooting Winston here. And again, you can flank to the left side here. Instead you shoot bubble, which is not great. Now you're doing nothing. Okay. I would have also preferred you to shoot the Tracer here, mainly because she's playing more aggressively and she's more dangerous. Rather than the Winston. I know the Winston's the easier target here. But again, like, this person's going to threaten the trade onto your Kiriko. And I think I've said to you beforehand in past sessions that generally it's better to force out flankers than to go for backline anyways. Because you can always go for backline later. You can always shoot the Winston later into the fight. But the Tracer, again, the Tracer's getting value onto your Kiriko right now. You can't take back later. So, yeah, I would always, again, look for the Tracer earlier or to force out the Tracer beforehand. Either this kill or this Winston. Again, you get him low, but you don't chase it. Or you don't try and double back and try and, like, again, pincer him or in some kind of way. Which, again, is slightly unusual. Now you're in no man's land. You're now in open space against Echo, Tracer, and Winston. Not great trick and spin there. Okay, force is fine. It was always in the false primal. He was gonna get a trade. Other one's fine. That's what false is reasonable. Okay, angle's good. Okay, Let's see this again. Okay. The retake looks a little bit rough. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can, like, I'll wait a little bit longer for the point to, like, actually flip here, but barring that, there's no crazy mistakes here. The cover's open, also the point's in open space, so there's not much cover you can really use. This is all reasonable. Okay, force duplicate, fine. Blink mini there was okay. Actually, I say this is one bit of micro that every single Tracer player makes a mistake on. Even Kevster, I've seen Kevster make the same mistake, where you'll get them to low HP, right? So I don't care about the duplicate, right? But the thing that's like really like annoying is this Echo was never within like melee range anyway. She was never within like kill range of melee. So when you get a low, yeah, she's like what 4 bars of HP here, like what 101 HP, whatever the case is. Like that's way out of your blink melee range. Way without even like, you know, if she was like 50 or 60 HP, I could maybe get it, but this is too excessive. So yeah, like this is like a big error that I see with Tracer Micro when Tracers feel like they need to like blink melee after they end a clip, and it's like, bro, you don't need to blink melee this if they're not, you know, if it's not going to kill them, because you're essentially committing your position, you're committing a blink to try and finish the kill, like you're doing a positional committal for that. So yeah, it's something that again, it should be fixed in theory, but it's so like it's such built-in muscle memory to like every Tracer player that even again, I've seen Kevster make the same mistake where you'll blink melee on like when this passes like half HP and it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's a little bit of Tracer Micro. Now, like obviously now you've committed, right? But now they've duplicated you, and you're half HP with almost no blinks, or like you've got 2 blinks to be fair. But you're half HP and you're gonna get a recall force most likely. So yeah, there you go, right? Not great. Okay. Blink away, but you're already dead there. Yeah. Like if you didn't blink melee that's actually a decent chance you could have forced duplicate and then you could have lived. And again, that would have been a more efficient use of your cooldowns. Okay, let's see here. Right. Okay, pop around a little bit more to the right side. There we go. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the staging. So again, I want you to be more patient here, right? So what should you really have done here instead?
Just blink across to the high ground.
Yeah, right, just blink across the high ground. Just wait for your blinks as well if you feel like you need to wait for more blinks, or you need to double blink across, that's fine, right? Just wait for 3 blinks, do double blink across, and then walk around, and then you're fine, you know? This guy can't reach you, this guy can't reach you, this guy can't reach you. Echo's the only one that can reach you, but they're too far away, so you should be okay for that. If you're too scared, if the Echo's playing here anyways, or the Echo's holding the high ground, that's fine as well. Wait for your ball to start retaking space and start opening up the map and start playing wide. That's all you really need to be doing. That's all you really need to be looking for. Okay. See this. Yeah, it's basically just tickling the Kiriko at this point in time. Okay. Let's see here again. Do you have visual cues that tell you that? I mean, honestly, this is kind of like, I don't want to affect the mistakes here in terms of like, you're on low ground already. So like, your positioning is very limited. The Kiriko's with you, fine. I mean, I'm not going to blame you for this. The Tracer was just on the high ground. Like, what's Tracer just on the high ground there? If she was, that becomes even worse. Yeah, she was, right? So again, like, this is the map control thing. Like, this is the thing, right? Where you're on high ground here, you 2v1 this Tracer with your Kiriko, and you win the space here, right? That's how this comp works. That's the fundamentals of playing dive, is you get these short windows of, like, essentially side duels, to where you can, again, make this a 3v2 or a 2v1, and win these side duels really, really quickly. And then you get the space to be able to go forward dive on the Kiriko. Or to be able to hard engage this. But again, you just don't go high grounds. And it's a very ranked thing to do, because you will go for backline 9 times out of 10 in ranked. But yeah. They're just not patient enough. Again, it's a whole mindset thing about how you're playing the comp here. Okay. Let's see how you move it after you use recall here. Okay, so yeah, Kiriko a little bit, and then force, whatever. So your Kiriko Kitsune's. I think the rotation is fine. My only qualm is that I don't want you blinking this. I just want you to walk, because you already have no recall. So yeah, I think maybe the blink's a little bit excessive there, but I might be a bit nitpicky there. Yeah, blink. Oh, whoa. Okay, that blink is really not great. So what caused this blink into open space here?
I think that was just a misclick for me.
Yeah, because bro's frozen up. Because yeah, not ideal. But yeah, you blink out in open space. We'll call it. Whoa. A really shorty micro here, where you're, again, blinking out in open space. And I told you this many a time, right? The second you stop panicking your Tracer, all your micro goes out the window. Like, your blink management, your cover usage, your trigger discipline, all that shit goes out the window the second you stop panicking. And again, I think the panic sort of started when you misclicked it onto open space there. So yeah, anytime you panic or anytime that panic starts, you always need to look for cover. And again, play slow for that. You can look for a teammate as well, and then play slow for that. Mini helps as well. So I would have just blinked to here, walk onto the mini, play super slow, and get your surroundings back, because yeah, you should have died here. Still might. 14 HP. There we go. Yeah, not great. And again, I think there's a real argument that had you played that fight properly, both from a macro and micro perspective, you probably win that fight. Like, you force out Tracer here. You live in the Kitsune. You maybe even farm up to a pulse bomb and pulse their Winston. Right? Like, there's so many things that could have happened in that fight. Or so many permutations. But again, you kind of chose the worst out of the bunch. And you're probably gonna lose points because of that, or you're gonna lose this this map. Okay.
What's up?
So here, I mean, you're gonna be desperate for touch here. Yeah. It's gonna be rough. Okay, sure. There. Yeah, I mean, you're playing relatively fine for what it is, which is an overtime fight. Like, I'm not gonna nitpick this too much here. You're sort of skirting around the point, and nice sort of detail that I like giving teams whenever they're trying to skirt around the point is whenever you can, and this is best on really open points. Try and do ring around the rosy, like this, because it gives you like a really sort of by doing this, it gives you like a path to touch point every single time, which again is really useful when you do ring around the rosy. While also giving you cover and multiple health packs to sort of path around. So, like, doing this is, like, really nice for overtime fights. So yeah, I mean, that's more of a team thing anyways, but you're kind of doing that regardless, so... yeah, it's kind of something to keep in the back of your head in overtime, I suppose. Okay. Obviously, some exceptions to that would be, you know, if you can get a kill, then double back, right? But whatever. Okay, oh, I was gonna take that to overtime. Okay. So the main things there were just lack of patience, getting scouted out too early, and what's it called? Oh yeah, not looking or like ignoring the fact that you need to 2v1 the Tracer where possible. There were 2 times in that map 1 that you ignored the Tracer twice, which again kind of shows your mindset towards the hero. And again, 2 times as well, maybe even 3. Your pathing or your scouting initially just got you forced out early, and then you did nothing in the mid fight. So yeah, not great. Okay, we'll see here. Playing Ashe now. Okay, my voice changed because I've never seen you play Ashe. I don't think I've seen you play Ashe. Okay, we'll see how this pans out, I suppose. So the way you play this comp, or the way you play the more ranged variation, because you're not playing with a you're not playing Ashe Tracer, you're playing Ashe Echo essentially. You'll try whenever the Tracer tries to dive you, you almost always need to be within LOS of your team. And again, this relates back to the spot thing as well that I think I might have mentioned to you about the whole prevent, absorb, rotate thing. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I might have mentioned it to you. But yeah, prevent the Tracer, absorb her dive by staying with your Brig, and then rotate and push up afterwards after she's used recall. We'll see how that pans out. Okay, nice shots. Fairly reasonable. There. So yeah, don't worry about the Tracer too. Obviously, I want you looking around for the Tracer, right? Because again, you can get a good dynamite onto the Tracer in an early fight, but I wouldn't. That's not your main job, right? Let your Brig do that, because your Brig can't poke, right? She's gonna be doing fuck all. Your Brig should be the one looking around for this, so don't worry about this too much, because you could be getting value elsewhere with your gun. So yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah, I mean, your Brig's not doing a great. Your Brig, I don't know why the fuck she's holding here when she's playing against the Ashe Tracer, but whatever the case. Okay. Dynamite's not great though, obviously. Drop bubble's not great. Okay. And this is a very weird rotation. So, where should you rotate and why?
Probably just out the other door.
Would you mean here? Or do you mean this door? Or do you mean this
Yeah.
second door? Like, yeah, this way.
The first one.
Right, so why this doorway?
Because then I could just poke from over on the enemy team.
Right, so your LOS is great. Or it's referring to the LOS onto the enemy team is great. Also, what's like the visual cue or the signal that tells you walking out here is fine?
The bubble's down and a monkey jumped away.
Yeah, right. Monkey's fucked off, right? So the bubble's about to dissipate anytime right now because you know you've just seen the bubble exist for like 5 seconds, so you know it's gonna dissipate. And secondly, the Winston's gone. He's fucked off, right? He's jumped away. He's done his zoning effectively, right? So again, I talk about turn and burn in my videos where basically like the idea of the Winston is he'll zone you, your Brig, your Ana off, and then the rest of his team will turn and burn your front line. Essentially, it's kind of how that works. But his zoning phase is now over. So you can effectively turn and burn him now, where you can walk forward with the Brig. Bubble's gonna go away anytime soon, and then the entirety of your team will look at this Winston and burn him, because he's got no CDs right now. So yeah, I mean, again, your Winston will be the one. Your Winston's doing a good job at this, right? So your Winston zoning, your Echo's looking at the Winston too. Unfortunately, your Ana's dead. I think that might be the cause of the slight loss here. Really, is your Ana dies early. I think to Ashe spam early. But yeah, again, I would be looking to walk out forward here. So your rotation's a bit off.
Stop playing around and get him off.
Like now's your prime time, you know? Like now's when you actually really want to be doing stuff, and now you're just staring down a point away, you know, which is not ideal. I don't even mind. You can give up point anyways. That's fine as long as you win the fight. And that's crazy. Yeah, look at this, right? Like the Winston's like so low. Had you actually peeked him earlier, there's a very good chance that the early damage you would have done would have killed this guy earlier. You still might get the kill because he's feeding, but oh yeah, you don't get the kill though. Okay, fine. Walking back, fine. Yeah, you don't need to coach gun this, right? So again, you need to pay attention to the CD save. So bubble's been used, right? Like that's gone for 13 seconds. So when he jumps to a high ground here, he just hasn't got bubble, right? He's already used it, right? He's already used it. So you don't need to leave it. Hell, even if he did a bubble, you can just walk backwards anyways, and he'll be fine. So yeah, I don't like the committal of Coach Gun here, essentially. Yeah, you're not as in danger as you really think you are. Okay, funny enough, actually, it even arguably puts you at more danger because now that puts you away from your Brig, it puts you in Ashe LOS, and it puts you in Tracer LOS. So yeah, again, so far in this 8%, we've seen 2 or 3 bad rotations. Both defensive and aggressive. Okay. Yeah, walk up dying on her eventually. Hope you do. Okay. Fine. I do like how far away your team are playing here. So your team are essentially baiting the Winston to jump you. Or like, in other words, right? You kind of want the Winston to jump you here, because if he jumps you, he's not going to do shit to you. You just back up and you're fine. He's playing out of his teams at the worst here. So I kind of like the baiting playstyle that you guys are doing here. It's kind of high level, but yeah, your Echo's not really in a position to force up the Winston here, sadly. So maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe they go into it. But Dynamite's not looking good. All your cues. Okay, I think that's fine. I mean, you saw Tracer blink away. I mean, I think maybe a little bit more patience there for actual engagement. I think that'll be better. Or when they actually dive you, then you can pop Dynamite. It was also fine as well. But yeah, if you can, the way I think of Dynamite is like, if you see a spot to prevent Tracer from like staging around you, then fine, toss a Dynamite. So I'm not gonna hate you for that Dynamite, but also if you're struggling to land Dynamites into their Tracer, just use it when she's diving you, because I'll guarantee a recall force. So yeah. Okay. All right. Looking up here, but again, this feels scary, right? By you doing this, because I don't know where your Brig's at. The Tracer hasn't been forced out either, so this looks scary to me, right? So the triggers here are essentially your bubble's gone, so your bubble cycle's been used. Tracer hasn't been forced out. Your backlane's not with you, and you're also peeking out in open space against like 3 different people at once. So I'm getting scared by you peeking essentially, because again the timing seems to be off. Okay, you hit Dynamite there. At least you're playing a little bit back here. Yeah, again, it's like you have no awareness of the enemy cooldowns. No awareness. You're very tunnel on dealing damage on this character. You're not aware of when you can actually walk up and walk back. You have no awareness of your backline. You've got no awareness of the Winston cooldowns. And yeah, as a result, you die for this, most likely. I think that nade as well should be the key sign as well, you know, like, it's fairly common, even in this sort of elo, for nade cycles, or nade dive cycles to be, sort of laid over each other, or again put on top of each other, because again you should be immediately, the second you see nade there, you need to back the fuck up and leave. But unfortunately you don't see or respect that visual cue, and you should duck this. Yeah, not great position there. Okay. Again, the ideal thing there is just AFK, like literally wait, force up that tracer, allow your team to actually walk. Your Winston's gonna force point 2, or your Winston's gonna look to zone backline. Once your Winston starts doing stuff, and they're essentially their front line's again AFK, or they've got their CDs forced out, then you can look to walk up. Your timing of the walk up was too early to begin with, and again you were way too tunneled on getting damage. Okay. Looks at Saga 2, that's the crits. Okay, you're gonna go Cassidy here, or go Tracer, okay. Fine. Okay, so hopefully you do what I think you're gonna do. Maybe you don't. Okay. Yes, you're doing it, great. Forcing point, always good. Okay. Might even make up for this. Oh, you don't, that's unlucky. Okay. You do get capped, nice. The bomb was missed as well, great. You literally did more of that fight by not even hitting a shot, you know, just by AFKing on point. So again, it's good that you recognize that when you're playing the game. Okay, don't need to like actively beat that tracer. Yeah, I would. I mean, I get why you're doing this. I just wouldn't. Like your main job or goal here is again forcing the point, and you know the bob's not on point, so I'll be a little bit more cautious about pushing the tracer this eagerly. If anything, it's either one or two options, right? It's either you AFK here and you realize, okay, I've done my job. I force out tracer. I force point. We've won the fight essentially. Like I don't need to do anything more. Or you do the kind of proper play, which is you triple blink and you go for the blink melee here. This is where blink really makes sense. Right, where Tracer's now 1 HP. Like she's well within blink melee like threshold in terms of her HP. Now you double blink melee and you get the kill. Like that extra blink there needed to be used a little bit earlier. And that recall is, yeah, man. Like again, it's like the you don't respect or understand, or like respect's like more the correct word. The fact that the blink melee opportunity, the opportunity to get this kill onto the tracer is officially over. Because again, the mega, even regardless of the brig is whatever, right? But the mega is kind of the big thing here. So again, the second you realize she's full HP, what should you do?
Blink out.
Yeah, like leave, blink out, right? Straight away, blink out, play this corner. Whatever the case may be, probably not the corner actually because of the bob, right? But leave here essentially, right? SK out, blink back to point. You couldn't get the kill, whatever, right? Just play to live. Okay. Okay. I mean, their dive is really scuffed right now, so I don't even care what you do because their Winston's going in alone, Tracer's alone, they're one down, Rally's been forced out. I don't even know what they're doing, so you can do whatever. I mean, right now the most accessible thing for you to do is to force out their Tracer, so you can continue to do that. Okay. Sure. Play your life. Fine. Fine. Good. Decent micro there. Nice. Yeah, so the blink here. So far, micro's been great actually. Great trigger discipline. Great cover usage. Not wasting blinks here. That was up until this sort of blink here. Well, you know, like there's a pack here. Like you know that there's a HP pack here, so you know that you can't again blink melee this or finish off the kill. So just play slow to give it a little bit of chill time, you know. Like I would just walk forward here or like play this corner here and then see where the tracer goes because she either re-peeks this corner or I mean after she gets the mini, she either re-peeks this corner, in which case you just fire back at her and you use cover yourself, or she fucks off and she goes to hit. In which case then you just chase her, you know. So, again, a little bit slower there, right? I always say, whenever you've got a small advantage, you need to push slowly. Don't int like this. Because this is a very easy way of getting your reforced. If that tracer had better aim, you get your reforced there. Okay. And yeah, you just don't blink away from the honor there, sadly. If the tracer is fine, obviously you missed some shots there. Why do you not blink away from the tracer here?
I thought my ally was walking the opposite way, so I just didn't need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of your honor's fault because your honor is, you can see that the movement of the pulse, your honor is moving towards you, which is not great, obviously. But yeah, I would definitely be looking to avoid that pulse. That's like my #1 priority there. That's not great. Yeah, again, you're a little bit too tunnel. I think tunnel vision is kind of the key theme of that fight, or the key theme of that duel. You're too tunneled to chase the tracer, so you chase it excessively, and you're also too tunneled to again keep chasing the tracer, so you even get pulsed because again you're too tunneled. That was probably the key misunderstanding or the key mistake there. Okay. And again, that all gets fixed by understanding your general job with the character. Okay. We'll see this fight. Okay, that's it. Don't blink for this. Don't blink for this. Just chill. Right, get a nice clip, right? You're also low as well, so I would be extra cautious, right? Just slowly peek the corner, see what she's coming at, and then blink away immediately. That's all you need to be doing here. Otherwise you're gonna get forced out, as you are right now. I would leave. There we go. Okay, fine. Okay. This is just the classic Tracer play. I mean, it's crazy too because, like, in principle, this is not a good play, right? Even if you get the pulse bomb here, I would not do this play, because you've got no recall and you can't escape. And it's just too risky. Like, in terms of probability, it's just too risky to do. So, where can you move to from here?
Probably just towards point, like just hold W. Like
Sure. I mean, what can you do here if you hold W on point?
like just poke around or like go for flank.
Sure, maybe you can go around right side here, right? What's something else you can maybe do if you're playing here? Who's around you, and where's the tracer?
Oh, go on the tracer my echo.
Yes, right. So either she's coming from here or she's coming from here. Either one's fine. You know that you can call to your echo. Hey, echo, tracer behind 2v1 tracer, right? And then again, you get like a short window where you force the tracer out really, really easily. Or again, you can do the solo rank play, which is blink over here and try and pressure their backline in some kind of way. Or again, try and reach the Ana in some kind of way. Either one's fine. But yeah, doing this is too risky. Yeah, Brick just bashes into it, man. Jesus. Okay, shooting Winston, that's fine. And again, I'll just walk onto the Ana because you've got no cover, right? So the second you blink into the Ana, you've got no cover. Not the first move that we've seen this, right? Just chill. You had one blink there as well. Just chill, right? And then shoot the Ana from behind. Now you can, like, when she starts to like peek around the corner, now you can actually try to blink and chase her. But yeah, barring that, I would not have used the blink for that. Okay, you have to touch point obviously, so that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that is not a great trick from there. And I'll let it slide because it's over time. And it's like you can be sloppy with your clips it because you don't need to get follow-up kills for this. Yeah, not particularly great. Okay, blink, that's okay. Good cover usage. He's fine. You can be extra greedy with your TDs here because it's, you know, the start of the fight. Well, end of the fight rather. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Okay. Mirroring Tracer is fine. Yeah, looking for where she's at. Whatever. Yeah, if you're looking for where Tracer's at, just double back, right? Like, again, it's obviously we can see through walls, right? But by double backing, you can see everything, right? You can see the entirety of the map, basically, right? So again, if you need scouting information, you need LOS. You need a wide LOS to be able to do that. So Tracer allows you to do that. Or this rotation allows you to do that. Okay, good, looks good. Yes, just sadly not aware of like where the Tracer's coming at you right from now. So the blink is fine. I just don't think you were like expecting or anticipating the Tracer to actually blink into you. And again, I would have preferred you to play cover around here, right? Not to mention, had you actually been played, had you actually moved here in the first place instead of doing this like really long ring around the rosy around here, like you would have had more time to react to that Tracer, and you would have had more time to actually use cover here, right? Not to mention, your Brig can also help you too, right? So maybe you can actually blink from point A to point B, use cover from the pillar, get packs from your Brig, force out the Tracer, etc., right? And then that fight becomes, again, another 2v1, because Tracer's going in by herself here, right? No one can really help the Tracer, maybe the Brig, right? But she has to actually walk up to try and help her Tracer, so that's something that you could definitely be doing. If both of these forced, you can stalemate that, that's fine, that's fine as well. Okay. Chill. The blink away. So the blinks are way too excessive, right? I get your echoes low. if you're going for this, it's essentially you're not a good peeling character, right? So like, if you Echo Dicer, you Echo Dicer, whatever the case may be. I will not invest all my resources to try and force out Tracer here. When your Echo should have, again, ideally been punished for this. So, just let your Echo do whatever, right? You can blink back here, look at the Tracer coming in for your Echo, because you're not going to save your Echo, most likely. I wouldn't bother. She can blink past you, right? Like, that's, again, pointless. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see this again, micro-wise. Okay, so how should you take this duel?
Probably by blinking behind the cover.
What cover at one point?
The one with the little like computer looking thing.
Yeah, so maybe you can like come around. There's two options, right? You can either play around here, or swing around this corner and play this kind of cover here. This one's probably better for two reasons. Who can see you if you play here?
My whole team.
Yes, right. Your backline especially can actually help and see you. And also you have more distance from here to here compared from playing here to here. There's not a lot of distance to move around, so I'll blink back to here and try and get support from your team, to put it very short. I mean, it's pretty much a cheat code to win any duels. You know, I wouldn't like again ego duel this Tracer based on your mechanics, because again, that's not a guaranteed fight win. Or an ability to actually again kill this Tracer here. Okay, and again, had you played here, again, you can see how close you are to the Tracer, right? Because you're just not expecting it. So when you repeat the Tracer here, look at the distance, right? It's nothing. Right? You got nothing, no time to react to her blinks, or what she wants to move to. So, I mean, yeah, she could blink backwards, she could blink right side, as she does right now. She could blink behind you, right? There's not a lot of distance to react to what she does. So you get your reforce out there, sadly. Okay. Okay, ignore Winston. He's nano. He can't do much about him. Okay. Okay. Using mini, that's fine. The double back's good. Fine. Pulse is nice. Using the bubble as cover. Yeah, really good micro there, which is good thinking on the fly. In particular from the bubble. Yeah, but obviously your team's gonna lose that, sadly. Yeah, here against the Ashe, I would just look for a trade. Here I would just try and blitz the Ashe and blink backwards. If you get the Ashe low enough, she's not gonna peek you. She'll D-peek. So I would have just kept threatening the Ashe. Kept threatening the trade. Okay. Somehow you live that. Your team should probably lose that. Yeah. At least your Michael was better there towards the end, though. Okay, sure. Yeah, Vic's gonna die on point. Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's see. On this point. Okay.
I'm ready.
Alright.
I'm with you. New round.
Oh, yeah, I also I saw you play Ashe. Is it just Tracer you play and Ashe as well? Is that your two characters right now?
I mean, normally I play Sojourn instead of Ashe.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting having your flex DPS player also play Sojourn. Because most teams dedicate a hit scan. I mean, it depends what team you join, because I've been on teams where they've had a flex DPS player play the Tracer. But I've also been on teams where the hit scan will also play the Tracer as well. So they'll play like Tracer plus oh god damn it, like Tracer plus Sojourn, for example. Or like again, you're doing a Tracer plus Echo now. But I'll keep that in mind for teams, because your hero pool can dictate what comps you want to play. So again, I've been on teams with Mei and Sim players who wanna play hard brawl, or play like sort of super split comps with the Sim and play around that. But yeah, because like generally the way I see it is in EU, I really think like teams just stray away from dive because they're not very good at it. They don't have a very good understanding of it. They don't know how to fix their communicational issues. And it's too overplayed. So I would again probably think about trying to play more Sojourn into it, or try and play a little bit more Sojourn, so your teams can play brawl essentially when you're on these divier maps. Because you can play brawl on like Diamond and Masters in EU, because no one else play dive. Something that I tell teams all the time. You know, if you stick to your strengths when you're playing as a team, don't play dive if you're not good at it. And so far your trial team's not very good at it. It's good at it. So yeah. Okay, we'll see here. Okay. Position's really decent. Okay, sure. Back around, you can go deeper, all fine. You can't mark, you just can't mark. Yeah, don't worry about the Sojourn, right? You can't go onto her because she's on high ground, so your ball will be the one marking her. Because of how much less mobility that comp has, you have way more ability to actually flank around a lot more. So use it, and you are using it here to be fair. But again, I wouldn't be concerned about the Sojourn so much. Right, let your ball fix that. You can go into backline here essentially. Is what I'm pointing to. Yeah, this is just wasted time. Look how far that Kiri has moved by the time you spent looking at the Sojourn, you know? Oh, got my fucking EpiPen. But by the time you spent standing here and looking at the Sojourn, the Kiri has moved like 10 trillion years away. Right, and it's gonna make it harder for you to sort of punish the next dive cycle. I mean, I say that, but I mean, this is great, right? Like the Sojourn split out in open space, right? Your ball and you force her out, so this should be a free kill. Oh, that's unlucky. Ah, yeah. The cast of the Blink melee. That's a bit unfortunate. I mean, this time you were just like, you within HP threshold here. You're just a little bit too far away. So. But yeah. I'm not gonna hold that to you too much. Important thing is you got the kill, you punish the split, you punish someone split. Fairly easy dive micro. Okay, close point, sure. I mean, yeah, very easy, very telegraphed, very obvious first fight. Nothing crazy. Sure, get away. Let's just follow up at this point. Sure, blind queen, fine. Alrighty. Okay, we'll see this next fight. Hopefully your team go for an early cycle here. Like, when I say early cycle, I mean slam, roll out. Like, just like a very quick soft engage here. Because I don't want to be, you guys are fighting on point, and they still have things like Suzu, they still have Amp, they still have Power Slide, they still have, like, Queen Shout. Like, I don't want that to happen. So hopefully, you guys go for an early hit. Oh, yeah. Okay, what's the issue here?
I'm just jumping in the face of two of them.
Yeah, like, you're in open space against a Genji Surge. It's not particularly great. Obviously, you get away with it here because the Lucio does not know how to wall ride and can't boop away a Tracer or a ball. But yeah, I would not be blinking here with your ball. Let your ball do whatever he wants. Okay, stage. Like now you're 40 HP and yeah, it's looking rough. Looks scary. And now you're stacking main. Oh, this is not good. This is not bueno. How when you're low already? Oh god damn it! Fuck's sake. I was gonna ask when you were low what to move to. Oh no, it's fine. Wait, I'm actually entering the game again. Okay, thank God. Let's see. Gosh. Super annoying. Okay. I don't even know where we were. Okay. Okay, still in the fucking spawn run. Okay, and yeah, your team somehow lived that. Okay. But when you're low, where should you move to? Around about... Oh, this is fast fights. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna tilt. Okay, I think 1820 is my safe spot, and then I can just 2x it from... we can get to the fights. On Overwatch. Play game. Should be good if I skip to 18, I should be okay.
Ready for battle.
The way it works is normally like if you're in perks or someone's picking perks, then it fucks up your yeah, it might be the queen that's fucking out maybe. We'll 2x it here. Like again. Sure. So yeah, where do you move to now?
Just into the room next to me.
Yeah, right. So why didn't you do that?
I don't think at the time I kind of just didn't think of that.
What were you thinking of at the time?
I think it was mainly like looking at that queen because of how low she was.
Right. Again, yeah. No, that actually makes perfect sense now that you say that because again, I feel like you've been fairly tunneled this entire like scrim so far. Where again, you've been very tunneled on on Ashe. You were tunneled on the Ana onto the Ana. When you're playing Tracer in that duel matchup, you were tunneled onto her twice, and that caused you to die to the pulse bomb. you're very tunneled on your character, and because of that, like your narrow ass tunnel vision, you failed to see the flank to your right, which is again immediately obvious now that you look back at it in hindsight, you know. So yeah, I think how do I say this? A way for you to I guess fix tunnel vision is that's like two things, right? Be in a different mindset. Like the way that you think about the game needs to be different, because if you're thinking about the game in terms of, okay, I'm not actually prioritizing killing the queen here, but that's the last thing you're thinking. That's the last thing you should be thinking about. I don't care about the queen's HP, and neither should you. What you should be thinking about is who's controlling what space. Is the traitor being forced out? Is that other flankers forced out? Can I reach backline in some kind of way? Can I set up a hit with my ball? That kind of thing, right? It's everything that I just said there has to do with the space control of the map. And that relates back to, again, controlling the space here. Regardless of the mega, you should be taking this angle anyways. So yeah, but obviously the mega makes it, more tasty. So yeah. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Fine. Okay, yeah, you do eventually take a good rotation here, so you do flank around eventually, which is good. But again, I don't want it to be like a too little, too late scenario. Okay, the Lucius around you. Okay, the back one's on high ground, so yeah, your ball really needs to be able to hit these guys and to be able to like actually get them off the high ground here. So I'm not gonna blame you too much for that. Okay, blink away. Oh, don't blink forward. My biggest concern is I don't want you getting forced out here, is my concern. Luckily you don't. Okay. Guys, don't do that pulse bomb again. Yeah, it's never gonna reach Sojourn. It's so like, yeah, I mean, she's obviously, even if she's peeking around here anyways, like, it's not worth hitting. So yeah, the likelihood of you hitting it is so low. And you just blink back main, so again, after you miss the pulse, where should you move?
Just around to the Kiriko.
Yeah, like push left side, you still have the angle, right? You're giving up the space way too much. And I think it's like, after you miss, again, you're tunneled in the Sojourn, such that after you miss the pulse onto her, you don't know what to do next. Because again, you're tunneled on the Sojourn. And not looking at how you can widen the map and play to your hero's strength. So, again, been a portion of that. And yeah, ironically, you get veiled by the Sojourn, because again, you're so tunneled onto the Sojourn that you give up your angle there entirely. Which is unfortunate. Okay. We'll see next fights. Okay. Okay, sure. I mean, I don't know what you were doing there. But fine. Again, keep in mind that they're playing the more ranged comp, right? They're probably not gonna look to play close and play fast. Because they're playing the more ranged comp, they're probably looking to baits. In that fight, they kind of did it well, actually, right? They had their Kiri Sojourn on high grounds, playing afar from the Queen and the Genji on the front line. They're probably going to be looking to bait. And then whenever they bait, you want to tick their map. And in that situation, you can boot them off the high ground or continue to force out the Genji and Queen on the front line. But yeah. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, immediately, even when I'm scared to skip back. Okay. So, how should you be pathing here?
Just around to, like, one of the sides.
One of the sides, right? Yeah, I mean, which one looks more attractive to take?
The left-hand side.
Why the left?
It's because, like, my hamster's there, then I can get, like, I can still have cover while shooting them.
Right, so you can still have cover here, and the cover also means going scouted here too. So no one knows you're coming through here. Your ball can also help you in case the Genji comes to control this angle, whatever the case may be. Because zooming out here, no one on that enemy team really have much map control. In fact, it's you guys that are starting to widen up the map slowly, right? So maybe, again, your setup could be have your 3 people here, or you can have 2, and your ball is his own core, and as a one-man core. That's fine as well, right? That could be a really potent and really simple but strong neutral. But yeah. It's been unfortunate that, again, that never happens here. And by the time you want to take an angle, it's already too late. You get knifed by Queen. That should never be happening, mind you, getting knifed by Queen. And you're also getting forced up by Genji too. It's not particularly great. He gets forced. Over again. Okay. Fine. I think the Genji's low there, so I don't mind you going down main and trying to look for the kill. I think that's okay. Fine.
Time for the reckoning.
Okay. Fine. QE is low, so again, I don't mind you missing out on the Sojourn there. Okay. Spin's fine. Tank cover, fine. Think away, play with the ball. Fine, go for the Sojourn, makes sense. Cover's good. Angle's good, rotate around. Fine, double back's fine. Yeah, decent micro there. I've got no major complaints. No major complaints in that lower half. We'll see here though. Okay. Like on left. Okay, and again, if I zoom out again, like this is insane. This is criminal. All their damage is in one big one line. That's all their damage, which is kind of insane. So again, you can either go for the Sojourn here because she's very split with your ball. That's fine. You can force point. That's fine. It'll force the queen to walk backwards. Yeah, that's all reasonable. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, blinking is fine. You got good cover usage. Okay, nice. Yeah, and essentially what your team's doing essentially is very similar to what Nightmare did, where you have 3 people here, 2 people on an angle. If the queen walks forward and threatens backline trades, which she's doing right now, then you guys will essentially eat their backline. Which is essentially what you and your balls are doing here. So yeah, macro-wise, I'm fairly happy with this against setup. Oh, that's not good cover usage though. Okay, don't crash me, don't crash me. Thank you. Where should you move to after Sojourn goes on to you?
Probably to my right.
Yep, so you got multiple options here. It's kind of a trick question, right? Or you can pop in here, you can pop back here, you can pop back even to the left here if you can jump and blink to the left side, and then get the mega on the way. That's fine as well. Many options. But the point being here is that because you're in open space, you shouldn't need to use recall here because of how many blinks you have. But of course you'll need to obviously use a blink because you're in open space here. Yeah, again, it's a panic, right? And I think it's again because you're tunneled and looking at the Soj and you're not really focused about the space around you. You're so tunneled on what's in front of you. Like you can only see the game on this sort of narrow kind of lane. When in reality, the game is much bigger than that. So yeah. Yeah, electronic will trade. Sure. I don't mind you looking for the melee there. Sure. Okay. Again, another planning there because you have no escape plan or escape path to blink backwards here when the Genji dashes onto you. Kind of not expecting it. But yeah. Sure. Finish off kill. And now we're entering last fight territory. Okay. He didn't even get touched here? I don't think they do.
This ends now.
You can go for an early hit here. Touch harder. Sure. And that's game over. We'll do a quick summary at the end. I think we know the key things to work on. So, number one thing has to be, I will say tunnel vision. Vision, specifically on like getting kills. Like I'll say not even getting, right? I'm not even getting, just reading for kills. Or kills. Or damage. And again, we saw that in the Tracer duel on Lighthouse. We saw that when you're playing Ashe. We saw that just now Soj. And the way to fix this is essentially two options, right? Fix your mindset to make it more space oriented rather than kill oriented. And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, have like escapes and up way in the pre-fight, because if you've already got if you already have the rotations planned out on your head, then it becomes subconscious. Then you can dedicate your thinking resources to other places. But we've seen multiple times where you've panicked at your blink so quickly, because again you're very tunneled on getting a finish off kill. So yeah. Second thing I'd say is, I'll stick some odd blink managements. Actually, no, I wouldn't even say that. I'll say like odds. Oh yeah, no, not even that. I think I completely forgot about the staging. Scouting or being unscouted. Being scouted / setting up. Fairly self-explanatory point. Very easy to fix. I think first point shows that a lot, where you got forced out really, really early on when you were holding on the point, and that diminished your value dramatically the later the fight went out, because it meant that you didn't have recall, you didn't have blinks, you were off HP, you couldn't flank around, you couldn't time up your hits with your ball. It was all very messy because you just went in too early, or like you got scouted from your flank. So keep that in mind. Like, is there cover that I can use to help me stay scouted, or to help me stay unscouted rather? But yeah, that's probably the second key point in that. And last one, we'll say, rotations were okay. So you just couldn't take the rotations because you were already so low. Yeah, we'll say like odd blink management, or even that. We'll say like greedy blink management. Blink management, and then like that will come down to like, you don't want to. Again, there were times where I can't really condense this down into like a simple statement, but there were times where you were trying to reach the back line, or you were trying to catch up in the fight, and you wasted a blink early when you didn't. Even in reality, you could have just held onto your blinks and walked, and not have to waste a blink again to reach the target. I actually don't mind you using blinks to reach a target, as long as it doesn't come at the cost of you not having enough blinks when you're actually fighting. What I don't want happening is you to have one, or like one fraction. I don't need to have like 1 or 1.5 blinks while you're actually fighting someone. That's my biggest worry. And again, I feel like we saw that sometimes in the second point as well, where because you were too greedy to, go for the traitor kill or go for the blink melee, or you're too greedy on those blink melees, it meant that again you didn't have enough blinks when you were actually fighting a target. So yeah, that's kind of the key thing there. And then also, like, again, blink and melee thing is really important. Melee micro. And the better your blink usage, the less likely you are to waste vehicle. Less wasted. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that. I think that's obviously more micro to do with your trigger discipline, and some small rotational things you could have done as well. But I think, again, the first 2 points kind of prevented you from doing or getting perfect micro. So yeah, have you got any questions?
None I can think of right now.
Alright, cool. Yeah, okay, hopefully this will be uploaded soon. And yeah, I mean, good luck on your team, or good luck finding a team when you're trialing.